Some people say dancing is a way of expressing yourself, but what happens when that expression leads to death? In 1374, dozens of villages along the Rhine River were in the grips of a deadly plague. Not one of sickness, but rather one that made them convulse and twitch into some sort of strange, lovely dance. And by the hundreds, villagers took to the streets, leaping, jerking, and hopping to music no one else could hear. They barely ate or slept. They just danced, sometimes for days on end, until their bloodied feet could support them no more. The plague continued to spread across the countryside, but almost as suddenly as it had come, it disappeared. That is, until over 100 years later, in July 1518. The re-emergence of this affliction started in Strasbourg, when a woman named Miss Trothia picked up the silent and compulsive tune again, and danced for days on end, her joints spasming uncontrollably to the devilish song playing with inside her skull. The others in the street who bore witness to her no doubt looked upon her with bemusement and wonder. However, within a week, there was another who broke out into the dance, and then another, and another. At the end of that week, she was joined by 34 other victims. By the end of 6 weeks, that number had swelled to an overwhelming 400. Day after day, the townspeople danced, not sleeping, not drinking, and not eating, just twisting their bodies to the silent sound. Eventually, dozens began to perish, having danced themselves into heart attacks, strokes, and exhaustion. As the dancers watched their neighbors fall to their deaths, they kept going. Crying and whimpering was heard coming from the frolicking townspeople. Reports say that for some individuals, they danced for upwards of 6 days straight before dying, an impossibility and a mystery for modern science. And so, questions began to rise. How could anyone dance non-stop without sleep, food, and water for nearly a week straight? Moreover, why had they all seemingly lost their restraint and will to live? The doctors of the time had multiple explanations for the dancers in front of them. They claimed it to have been a curse from God, or that a host of demons were invading and spreading themselves through the lands with their sinful songs. Some medical doctors even claimed they had hot blood, and the dancing was a way of relieving themselves of the heat trapped inside their bodies. Their suggested cure? Well, it involved more dancing. For a time, doctors believed they could dance themselves out of their affliction. They dedicated 2 large town halls for the infected and filled them with lively music. Now the devilish dance had been given its own stage, and it seemed to take advantage of that. At one point, up to 15 people a day were dying from exhaustion. The local government, horrified, took the cure in the complete opposite direction. They put a ban on music and fined anyone caught playing it or holding a dance. Still, this did not work. It was decided that it must be a curse placed on the town. They came up with a rapid plan to sate God. The undesirables in the town were banished, and those still stuck dancing were taken to a shrine of Saint Vitus, where they would be given specially blessed red shoes, and were seemingly cured. And just as fast and rapidly as this disease had spread, it disappeared. Only the dead were left as evidence to the terrible song that played inside of people's brains. And since 1518, several smaller incidents have happened across the world, all hearing that mysterious and deadly tune. No one has yet to come up with an explanation for all the symptoms, and not one known disease or illness has ever been recorded to shed light on this mystery. So just remember, if you start hearing a beautiful song playing inside your head that makes you feel like you need to twist, contort, and dance, just know the devil himself might be singing into your ear. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please hit that like and subscribe button. It'll encourage me to do some more. Until next time.